Hey, it's Ken here with UAV Coach. Welcome back to our Can I Fly My Drone series. This week we're going to answer the question, can I fly my drone if it's not registered? So let's get started. Did you recently buy a new drone and while you're waiting for it to arrive, you've been watching YouTube videos to learn about the drone and if you need to do anything before you fly? Or are you just wondering if you need to register your drone? Well, keep watching and we'll go over the laws that pertain to this topic. First of all, to answer this question, you need to know how much your drone weighs. If your drone weighs more than 250 grams as it's configured for takeoff, then the answer is no, you cannot fly your drone if it's not registered. If your drone weighs 250 grams or less, then you might not have to register it with the FAA if you're flying purely for fun or personal enjoyment. This would be called a recreational flight. So let's walk through the laws that cover registration. We've talked about some of this in some previous videos, but it's worth a quick discussion again. The regulation for operating any drone in the United States is called 14 CFR Part 107 or just Part 107. This part mandates that you obtain a remote pilot certificate and that you register your drone per 107.13. However, if you're flying your drone purely for fun or personal enjoyment, you don't have to follow Part 107. Congress established a law under Title 49 of the U.S. Code, Section 44809, titled Exception for Limited Recreational Operations of Unmanned Aircraft. If you're flying a recreational flight anywhere in the U.S. and you don't want to operate under Part 107, you have to follow USC 44809. Something that a lot of people aren't aware of is that Part 48 is actually the regulation that covers registration and marking requirements for small unmanned aircraft or drones. Part 107 regulates drone operation, but Part 48 regulates drone registration, and 48.15 states that no person may operate a small unmanned aircraft unless one of the following criteria has been satisfied. The owner has registered and marked the aircraft in accordance with this part, or the aircraft is operated exclusively in compliance with USC 44809, and it weighs 0.55 pounds or 250 grams or less on takeoff, or the aircraft is an aircraft of the Armed Forces of the United States. Now, USC 44809 requires all recreational flights to follow the safety guidelines of a FAA-recognized community-based organization, or CBO. There are currently 4 CBOs listed on the FAA's website: the Academy of Model Aeronautics, the First Person View Freedom Coalition, Flight Test Community Association, and STEM Plus C Incorporated. The safety guidelines of the last 3 CBOs all state that any recreational operator of a model aircraft between 250 grams and 55 pounds must be registered with the FAA per the FAA Small UAS registration, and the registration number must be present on the outside of your aircraft. However, the Academy of Model Aeronautics says identify each model aircraft flown outdoors with the name and address or AMA number of the owner. This can be placed inside on an easy to access panel or marked on the outside of the model. If your aircraft weighs 0.55 pounds or 250 grams or more, you should also attach your FAA registration number to the outside of the aircraft. Current FAA regulations require all model aircraft owners to register with the FAA through Drone Zone. That means if you're flying for recreational purposes only and you decide to use the AMA safety guidelines, you need to mark your drone with your AMA number, and if it's over 250 grams, you also need to register it with the FAA and display your registration number on the outside as well. So can you fly your drone if it's not registered? Only if it weighs 250 grams or less, and only if you're flying purely for fun or personal enjoyment. Otherwise, Part 107, Part 48, and USC 44809 require that you register your drone and have it displayed on the outside of the drone. Registration is $5 and it's done through the FAA Drone Zone website. It's very easy to do. Your pro tip is to make sure you know how much your drone weighs with everything attached, like prop guards or strobe lights or even long life batteries like with the DJI Mini series. Only if you are flying for fun and using a drone that's 250 grams or less are you allowed to fly without registering. Let us know if you have a Can I Fly My Drone question so that we can cover it in a future video. Also hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe and notification buttons to be notified of upcoming content. Thanks for watching, and from all of us here at UAV Coach, we wish you blue skies and safe flying, and we'll see you soon.